Welcome to Health Coach for Women. Intentional living for more happiness and fulfillment in your everyday life with your host, Marsha Roopchand-Walker. Join Marsha as she shares her own personal wellness journey, as well as stories from our guests that will enlighten and inspire you to move towards better health and happiness. Now, here's your host, Marsha Roopchand-Walker.
Greetings and welcome to another episode of Health Coach for Women. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Today I want to talk to you about a world of new opportunities. So right now we are living in some trying times, right? Things are starting to look a little better, right? If you're here in the U.S., it's starting to look a little better. Some places are beginning to lift the mandate and with people feeling more confident with them taking the vaccine. And since they say if you've had the vaccine, you don't need to wear the mask, whatever. I'm not really getting on into that topic today. That's not what this topic is about. But with everything that's happening, right? People are still going through some trying times, but being able to be at a place where, okay, now we can, take the mask off. We can, feel a little bit more, comfortable, being able to walk around without the mask feels good, right? And we're able to go out and travel to a few places, visit a few places. Of course, with anything, you should always be wary and do your own, not wary, cautious and do your own research, do your due diligence when it comes to visiting places, right? But today I want to talk to you about being in this new world where there's new opportunities. So what do I mean by that? Well, even with everything that's going on, whether it's good, whether it's bad, opportunities are always present. Opportunities always exist, right? Whether you create that opportunity for yourself or someone presents you with an opportunity, the opportunity is always there for you. And so when I say that, I'm referring to things that you may want to do, right? Things you may want to do in your life, things that you may want to accomplish in your life. And that can be referring to your health, right? And so right now, that's one of the most important things right now than anything is your health. And so what are we doing as far as opportunities for taking opportunities to do things better, to improve our health? What are some of those things that we can do? Well, this is the perfect opportunity to now go ahead and say, I want to take more control of my health, be more in control of my health by doing the things that I need to do to improve my health. Some of those things include simple basic things such as walking, right? Jogging if you're able to jog, doing little 30 to 40 minute exercises, throughout the week, 3 to 4 times a week, if not daily, right? And so I myself, may not exercise daily, but I try to get it in several days a week because I keep a busy schedule, but I still try to work it all in. And so we have the opportunities with that when it comes to our health. What other opportunities we have when it comes to our health is we know we have to, in addition to doing things as to exercise, we know that we need to take this opportunity to now start making better choices, right? Making wiser decisions, making better choices in the foods that we select and the foods that we choose to eat, to put into our bodies. And those foods are more organic, fresh produce, right? I'll always talk about, you're going to your local farmers market, supporting your local farmers market. But of course, we want organic produce. We want non-GMO foods, right? And so nothing changes unless we ourselves change. And so in order to demand the things that we want as a society, in order to demand the things that we want, we have to say, okay, we are demanding and we want organic non-GMO foods. And I'm seeing more and more products in the supermarket now that are saying non-GMO. And hopefully they are being operating with integrity, and it's true. And what they're saying is not just fabrication. So we can make those better choices. And of course, the food is better when we're going with non-GMO foods, right? And even if it means if you homeowners, even if it means we need to grow our own produce, you can get the organic seeds where you can plant your tomatoes and have a garden. I myself, I'm looking into want to go ahead and set up an area in a part of the house in the back of the garage where I want to possibly, because I use tomatoes often. I cook with a lot of tomatoes. And so I want to get some fresh produce. And believe it or not, sometimes in the regular supermarkets, sometimes it's hard to find the organic tomatoes. Sometimes they're out, sometimes they just don't have it, and sometimes there is no label. So no label means it's not organic, right? And if it doesn't say non-GMO or organic, then it's best that we avoid it as much as possible. Sometimes we do what we have to do, right? And sometimes we go ahead and we may go ahead and get something if it's non-organic, because I myself have done it, right? I've done it before because, hey, I need these darn tomatoes. I need tomatoes. But we don't want to get into the habit of letting things be okay, remaining silent on things. And I guess that's what I'm getting at. We want to be, we have to demand, if we're spending our dollars, right, shouldn't we have a voice in what we choose to purchase and what we choose to have being sold to us in the stores? Right. And so we can demand more of what we want. And because what happens is, if people are buying less organic foods, it forces their hands, the big companies, to go ahead and say, okay, we have to find a way to start making it where we're going to go ahead and get some organic products in here, even though it may not be 100% organic, right? But some form of fresh, organic food without this manipulation of GMO, right? Without the GMO. The GMO is the main issue, as well as pesticides. And so that's why it's important to wash your fruits and vegetables as well. And so again, talking about a new world of opportunity, right? So a new world of opportunity in our health, right? Because that's vital. So without our health, we really don't have much of anything else, right? But what about a new world for yourself? A new world for yourself in how you treat yourself. A new world of opportunity. A new world of being open to receive, right? Being open to receive all of the goodness that was meant for you, right? And that the Creator has put in place for you, right? And some things may come with some trials and tribulations, right? And that's a part of life. And we find a way to adapt and to weather the storm, so to speak, so that we can carry on, right? And so that we can go on and continue to be the best that we can be for ourselves. So that new world of opportunity of a new you, right? In addition to your health. Oh my gosh, when you're feeling good and healthy, you feel vibrant, you feel alive, right? And so this new world of opportunity of being willing to be open to receive what you're asking, right? Receive all that is good, all that is meant to you. Opening up your heart to receive love, right? Opening up your heart to receive that love in abundance, right? And so you may have been through some rough relationships. You've been through some rough times. You've dealt with abandonment, and maybe possibly daddy issues or mommy issues. You've been through these things that were hurtful, right? These hurtful, traumatic experiences growing up. But now with this new opportunity of a new you, right? A new you to be open, being open and free, and being able to receive that goodness of love. Because you yourself have it in you, and to give that love, right? And some of you give and give so much, right, to others, and never really receiving anything in return. Or if so, you may have experienced sometimes where people take that kindness for granted. So we want to be open to receive that goodness. We want to be open to receive an abundance of love, an abundance of that love overflow, where your cup just runneth over with goodness and love and joy and peace and happiness. Oh my gosh, that sounds so exciting and exhilarating right now. So this is what we want, right? So this new opportunity of a new you, right? And with that, it's dealing with no self-neglect, right? That's self-care. That self-care, that self-love that we need. And it's so important. And sometimes people forget how important that is, that we need to be good to ourselves. Being good to our children is great, right? And that's a wonderful, beautiful thing. Being good to our parents is a blessing in itself, right? Honoring our parents, right? And so if you're a believer, you know that you honor your parents and honoring your mother, right? These things are important. What about honoring yourself as well? Doing the things that you need to do for you. And I'm telling you that the first part of that is how you treat yourself, how you take care of your body, the things that you do to your body, the things that you're putting into your body, right? Because it's very important. So we want to look at that. We want to look at this. We're in June. So we want to just really get focused, get clear, and really put things into perspectives when it comes to our health and spiritual well-being. We want to be able to put things into a clear perspective, have some clarity, and where we are achieving the most that we can during this time that we are here, right? And we want to have a good experience, all right? And a part of having that good experience is opening up your heart, all right? Opening up your heart to receive love in abundance, all right? And receiving that joy and treating ourselves kind, treating ourselves kind. So that's important. Being good to yourself, not saying to neglect anyone else, but what I'm saying is to be good to you, be good to yourself, be kind to yourself. Don't be so judgmental on yourself. Okay, so you've tried dieting, you've tried doing different things, and it hasn't worked. And for whatever reason, it didn't work, or, you don't have the right support, or whatever it is, right? It didn't work. Don't beat yourself up on that. And stop judging yourself so harshly. Sometimes we can be our worst critic. So let's stop judging ourselves so harshly. I always tell you, perfectly imperfect is not about being perfect, right? Perfection is an illusion. Okay? So let's forget about this trying to be perfect stuff. Okay? So no one here is perfect. Okay? Despite what you may look at on Instagram, or what's on the surface level, what's on the inside of the person. Right? We look at these people on Instagram and everything is so picture perfect and so beautiful, right? And so with these apps, you can do all of this. You can add makeup, you can do this, you can do that. And, and some of you who may be younger, you may be saying, oh, you want to look like that, or you want to be like that, or get the attention like that. It's all superficial. It's all an illusion. And don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. We don't know what's going on behind what's really going on in these people's lives when the camera is off and things like that. So create your own story, develop your own unique style, personality by just simply being you, right? And forget the facade, forget the surface of what someone may be displaying, right? It's not about that. It's about the character of the person, the integrity of the person, right? What's beneath the surface? What's in that person's heart? What do they think? How do they feel about things? What are their views on certain topics, right? And that's it for ourselves. And this is how we grow. This is how we learn. This is how we evolve, right? And by learning from one another. But being able to truly and authentically be you, right? And authentically be yourself, not without worrying about someone else or trying to be like someone else. That's what I mean about this new opportunity that awaits you, this new opportunity to be a better you, a new opportunity to evolve, right? And think at a higher level than where you are right now. Thinking at a higher level, expanding the way you think on things. And because that's so important, expanding how you think about yourself. How important is that, right? How we think about ourselves and worrying about what other people think about us. That's irrelevant of what other people think of you, right? The question is, what do you think about yourself, right? How do you view yourself? And so that's the deeper, more important question to ask. What do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about yourself? And getting to know you, right? And so you may have been through one bad relationship, and then there are some people who jump right into another relationship because they are afraid of being alone. Take that moment to be still, sister. Take that moment to reflect and get to know you. And that's so important. Sometimes because we don't want to be alone and we don't want to experience this or we don't want to feel that. Take time out for you. Instead of putting the kids on timeout, put yourself on some timeout. How about that? Put yourself on some timeout and get to know you. Right? Take some time out to really discover yourself and who you are. That's so important. That is so important. Take time to do that. So that new opportunity of better health, that new opportunity of receiving that abundance, right? And of goodness and joy and abundance and love, that new opportunity of self-discovery, self-love, loving you unapologetically and loving yourself unconditionally, treating yourself with kindness, no judgment. Hey, this is the no judgment zone here, okay? No judgment. Stop judging yourself so harshly. And your things from your past, those traumatic experiences that you experienced, and you need that help and you need that support, find that help, find that support, whether it's through therapy, someone you trust and really care about, and you know that they wouldn't do anything to feel less than, and it's going to be without judgment. Find that support. Everyone needs support at some time, right? And also being more humble. And so that's what it is to experience that self-love with yourself and accepting all of who you are, right? The good as well as the bad parts about yourself. Accepting all of who you are and working towards being better, working towards being a better you. Because remember, the whole goal of being that better you is for this ultimate expression and the highest expression of love, right? And so it's not about someone else's culture, religion, sexuality. It's not about any of those things, right? And so we have to uh, be comfortable in our own shoes, right? Be comfortable in our own shoes, and let's not point a finger at someone else, right? Look at yourself. You have people out there who want to judge and criticize others without really knowing their story, right? Without really knowing what they've been through and why they do what they do. We don't know why they do what they do. And it's not for us to judge. It's for us to really just seek understanding, right? To seek better understanding of another person, of another human being, and understanding that person from that place of just pure human kindness, from one human to another, to be able to really look at things from a broader lens and not being stuck into this one way of thinking, right? Not being stuck into this one way of thinking. And I say all of this simply because too many times we are so critical and judgmental of others, and we can do that, and that's quite natural. And even when we may see something awful on the news about somebody who may have raped someone, well, we know the act itself was a horrible act, right? And it was awful, and that person needs the help and to be punished, right? So, but there's a lot deeper than that. And a lot of times when we look at it and it go back into a lot of it, not just an example on the a rape story, but just things on serial killers and things like that. Oh my gosh, when you look at their background from their childhood of what they experienced, it's not for to say, well, when you look at their childhood, they've been through abuse, maybe neglect. Parents were abusive physically, emotionally, sexually, neglectful, never really expressed love with their children. And so these are patterns that gets repeated, right? Generation through generation, these pathologies that occur. And so it's awful. And then this person, whatever happened in their mind that shifted the way they're thinking, their thoughts and their ideals and what they believe of love, anger, whatever it is, whatever emotional trauma that they have been through. Now it turns to something else that really shifted and changed their mindset and their mental health. And that's why it's so important. It's so important to look at our mental health and look at how we are able to cope with things in life. And that can be a harsh reality for some because it's so much easier to escape from the real world of life and its issues and its ups and downs. And I call it ups and downers and all arounders. So, it's difficult to look at those things when you are going and experiencing that, you know. But we have to be stronger than that, and we have to be able to seek help when we need it. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Seek help when we need it and not be afraid. So this new opportunity, this new world of opportunity that awaits you is also seeking that opportunity for help. Seeking the opportunity for help to say, I am not okay. And not being ashamed to say that I am not okay, right? It's okay to not be okay. And don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of that. Be strong enough to confide in someone else who can help you, right? Who can help you get through that moment. Because it's being able to really look at the things that has happened and the experiences that you've had in your life, and to be able to address them and face it and have those open conversations. And then to now heal from that, and to heal from that with now a new story that sits and awaits for you. And no longer this story of pain and suffering and hurt and anger and resentment, but this new story of happiness, right? This new story of happiness that you just want to share with the world, right? To share that with the world, because like I said, that's the highest frequency, that's the highest stage of where you can be in your life, a stage of true love and happiness, and having that peace, that inner peace within. So I say all of this to you because there is a new world of opportunity that awaits you. So if you are interested and you're someone out there who are really looking for that new world of opportunity, right? In your career, in your health, in your spiritual growth, just this new way of being, just reach out to me. And let's set up a conversation. You can reach out to me at healthcoachforwomen.com. I'm on Instagram, Marsha-Roopchand-Walker on Instagram. You can send me a DM, and I really want this new way of being for you, because there is a new world of opportunity that awaits you. Despite the noise and everything that's happening around the world, you, my friend, you, my dear sister, can be that one to really raise the vibration. You can be part of that source, that part of this collective of people who are truly waking up, and be a part of that to bring more love into the world. And so the world needs you right now. The world needs to hear your voice, your story, and where you can help someone else on their journey. That is all I have for you today, my friends. And I thank you for tuning in. And I have some things in the works, but I'm not going to share them right now. But I thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, stay peaceful, healthy, and well. Okay? I'm wishing you a lot of love, joy, happiness, and abundance. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for listening to Health Coach for Women with your host, Marsha Roopchand-Walker. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please be sure to rate, subscribe, and review on your preferred podcast listening platform. We really appreciate that effort. Until next time.